On this episode of SustainKart, One Sustainable Change, where I will interact with vibrant and relentless woman who walks her talk, fondly known as Worm Rani. Vanimurthy Garu, who will talk about simple changes that each one of us could incorporate in our lifestyles. We hope to stand as a guide for those who chose to tune towards sustainable lifestyle choices. This episode is brought to you by SustainKart. For all these episodes, I have made a conscious change to repeat and restyle all my outfits that I have worn many times before. Welcome, Vani Garu. Thank you for being on my show one more time. We have spoken about so many aspects of life and how to reduce our waste, how to upcycle, recycle, refuse. Today's topic is, to me, it sounds like a menace because it has not been organized properly. It's e-waste. A lot of people don't know how to recycle or where to send their e-waste. Can you please throw some light on that?
Yeah, I think as time goes, the biggest generation of waste is e-waste. It's all over. They say in the space also there is e-waste that's being dumped. So it's like, I think one of the growing menace, I must say, because more and more we are onto the, electronic media and electronic things. Everybody wants stuff that is, used digitally.
Yes.
So we are generating a lot of e-waste, and that's one waste that needs to be handled by an authority. You can't just send e-waste in mixed form because it can pollute your environment. Yes, there are a lot of there are a lot of things in e-waste. There are different kinds of e-waste.
Okay.
So and each of them could be contaminating the planet somewhere or the other, either water or it shouldn't be burnt. A lot of toxins can be coming out when it gets burnt. So the thing is also if it goes into the unorganized sector, there is a problem because a lot of children are put into opening it up and pulling out things that are valuable in e-waste. There are a lot of things that are valuable in e-waste that can be recycled. So it goes into the wrong hands. So you need authorized people to actually handle it. In Bangalore we do have, but it's very funny to know that when I started my journey way back in 2010, I had put a cardboard box, outside my apartment. There's a tree very close to the gate, the watchman's gate, and I had put the box and written e-waste collection.
Oh, wow.
And I had hung in a CD disc and
to draw attention.
Yeah, to draw attention, a tape and all that. And then actually I saw people putting in. I would go and check it once a week, and there were people who came and dropped off few things into that. And I knew that if we could create such kind of collection, probably people will be more conscious about dropping it off in the right place.
Right.
So we did, as a team, as we grew, we actually built a kind of e-waste bin, which is transparent so that people know what goes inside, what people are putting in, and also there was a lovely, we had marked on outside what can be put into it, what can go into it, and it had a lid and all. We left it outside the Nilgiris in Malleshwaram and told them, it's a store.
Okay.
It's a store where people every day people come in and all. They'll see it, and then next time when they come for shopping, they would bring their e-waste and drop it. But unfortunately, if something is not monitored, in our country, people don't see signages and drop accordingly. We saw ice cream cups in it, and there was some paper in it, and people put all sorts of things. And then we realized that it needs to be monitored. People need to understand that you can't put anything. It could be very dangerous. It could just go up in flames, and it could create a disaster there. So authorized in Bangalore, we have authorized collection. The Pollution Control Board also sets up such centers everywhere, and all apartments collect e-waste separately. They don't put it in mixed waste. And also our dry waste collection center, you can go and drop off the e-waste there. So we have different ways to divert it.
So people have to investigate and find out.
Yes, we need to set up systems. So the thing is, collection systems should be robust enough to make sure that the resource in the waste that we generate is diverted to the right people, where it can get recycled.
So what all constitutes comes under e-waste?
everything that digitally we are creating today. It's like batteries, but the lithium batteries, I think they can get there are certain categories of batteries that what we use for our
Remote
remotes and all. I
control.
think those they don't get recycled because they say don't put them in the
Correct,
bin.
yeah.
But I think chargers, your laptops, anything, your
All
cell phones,
mixers, grinders, all of
anything
that.
that has, it has stopped working, you can send it to the e-waste collection. So we do have collectors like Sahas is fantastic. They have e-waste collections all over in Bangalore. Yeah,
okay.
they collect e-waste. So we need to divert it. That's the main thing. You can collect e-waste over a period of time and find out where you can go and drop, because it's not generated every day. So you
Right.
can always keep a box in your home and start putting all your e-waste in that, and then one fine day find out from people where you can find it, where you can go and drop it off. Make that little effort to make sure that it doesn't go into wrong hands or onto the planet where it starts to pollute.
Right. Apart from the toxicity, also e-waste takes up so much of resources from the planet.
Yeah.
And recently I saw a documentary where in Africa, Congo Basin, I think, there were so many tribes, indigenous tribes, who only knew how to live in forests, pygmies, you must have heard of them. Their livelihood is, is at risk because they're trying to encroach their lands just to dig up, the metal from the earth, because it's very rich in those African, forests apparently. So I also feel people should limit, recycle of course, limit what they're buying and keep only the gadgets which are absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And also, if someone is in need of a phone, whenever I buy a new phone, it's either my old phone either goes to my brother or mother or friend or a staff member that is planning to buy a phone at my office or in my studio.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it definitely has an end of life. Till then, I mean, if you can't use it till the end of your of its life, you can always gift it away. I too did that, and a couple of times that I changed my phone.
If they don't want to give their platforms, then you can resell.
Right. I mean, that's also there. A lot of people look for second-hand phones because it's too expensive to buy a new one. So it would be definitely helpful for them. So I think, and also today's trend is very quick use and throw. There is no way of repairing things. I mean, more and more companies are coming up where you cannot open the gadget and repair it, because originally repair was such an amazing way to keep pushing the end of life further and further. We would repair everything, right from our chappals, if it breaks on. So even electronic things we could repair, but now it's more closed and you can't open to repair it, and once it's gone, you have to buy a new one. So that trend is a little disturbing, because so much of, as you said, so much of resources are being used to make it, and that's why it's so expensive also, because these resources come from mines, and very precious metals are being used in making them. Yeah.
I remember my mom had a mixer, I think she still uses, but I had to change 3 or 4 in the last 18 years. So as you said, the companies are, I think, intentionally they're doing it that way, so we keep buying.
Right. I mean, that's the bug that has got into everybody. Buy things, buy stuff, and it's like, where does it go after you use it? Even I have a mixer from my mom, which is like almost now 40 years back. It still works.
Wow.
Sumit, it still works.
Sumit, yes.
Yeah, it still works. I do my eggshell powder in that.
Oh, in that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Even refrigerators don't last for more
we used
than
to repair
years.
all of that. Now it's gone. He says, parts, you won't get parts, madam. You have to change it.
You'll end up spending more. You rather buy a new one than trying to repair the old one.
So mindful of that trend, I think we need to look at how we can be more sustainable by buying products that have repair in them.
It's also very difficult to find a person who repairs them also these days.
Right.
So that is gone. That generation is gone. I think, as you said, now just be mindful of how much you're buying and where it's going, and give it to somebody who needs it. If you are done with it, if it's still working and is in good condition.
Yeah, true.
Anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, that's it. We use a lot of batteries for all our television, and also even rechargeable batteries could
we
be an
can
option.
get into rechargeable batteries.
So anything that is rechargeable, at least you're not buying it again and again and again.
Correct, yeah.
So that
At least
could be
for
an
things
option.
that you regularly use and
Yes,
you
yes,
know
yes.
you're going to use, I think
Yes.
for those
so
at least.
it'll be the battery cost will be high because they are rechargeable.
One-time investment.
At least it will last you for a longer time
Correct.
than you shifting very quickly
That's right.
disposable ones. Yeah.
So I hope the sector gets more organized. On that note, thank you again
Thank
for
you,
sharing your thoughts.
Thank you, Shilpa.
I thank Vani Garu for taking time out and making all these episodes possible for us. Hope you all will implement these simple changes and recycle and upcycle your e-waste. Please do subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more updates. See you all next week. Signing off, Shilpa Reddy.